in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So Bev, this is yours. You wanna rename the cable and communications?
Yeah,
advisory board?
talk to the cable, we have a lot of talented people on that board, IT and technology. And in the past, this board really just dealt with the Time Warner contract, and that was it. But it's a much wider scope now, with a whole lot more talent. And they had conversations with the last board member in meeting, and they would like to change the name to the Grand Island Technology Advisory Board.
I'm fine with
Should
that.
we be doing this here, including even the
Change
last
the
one
board.
upstairs?
I don't
I don't think
think
it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it
Just,
It's not gonna
do
change
a
anything
reality
else.
check while we're
Can we
talking.
do that?
Sure.
Yeah,
You're good with that.
instead of obstruction.
All in
Some of
favor?
some of them are laws and some aren't. I don't think they've got a law that creates them. Let's just double check the code.
Okay, you check the
There's a
code.
cable
Yeah.
committee.
Okay.
There's
Do
a
you wanna
cable-
call it the technology board? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they wanna be Grand Island, tech, yeah.
Okay. So, I have something to talk about regarding kind of that, but we'll come back to it if we have time. Let's get this other stuff done first. You okay with that then, Bev?
Yeah.
While he researches, we'll come back to it.
Perfect.
So your next is also yours, negative declaration for solar law?
Yeah, we didn't vote on it last time, we could have. That's just to approve the negative declaration for the solar law. That's not, which has to be done before we can even vote on it. We'll just vote on it tonight.
You should have the neg deck, that was distributed, the same one was distributed a month or so ago. We know there's some changes to the law, the neg deck
Didn't
remains
it?
the same.
Yeah,
Did that have to go to the county again then, or is that?
it
No,
wasn't
they-
changed,
That should be done. I think that's ready to be voted on.
yeah.
my only question is, have we made changes that are substantial and et cetera?
I don't think there was any
No, I
substantial
asked.
changes.
No.
No public hearing, another public hearing is not necessary.
And I asked Spitzer today too.
I asked Mr. J as well.
So, can I make?
Because I knew it was a question, people.
I knew it would
asked
come
me
up
to answer.
tonight. Can I make a motion on the negative declaration then?
So
we
that's
can-
all we're gonna
We can
approve
vote
here.
about the law upstairs, this is the negative declaration, there's no reason.
Conversation upstairs,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it'd be to adopt the negative declaration as distributed.
Who wants to make the motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? There's no second to adopt the negative
No,
declaration?
there's a second, but
Go ahead.
formally, aren't we supposed to have it in front of us?
You did,
Oh, you don't have it?
yeah.
No,
I asked it out the
And
last.
distributed, well, he redistributed it
Last meeting?
Friday, no,
Yeah.
like it came over the email like
Sorry,
Friday.
it's
like
Thursday.
Thursday.
And just to be clear, so the neg deck is what is it we're doing?
Negative declaration of environmental significance. So it's not that long. So there's it is for
Oh, yeah.
Patty's copy here, but the resolution, the negative declaration is short. I'll read it, and then there's supporting reasons that I'll summarize real quickly. So the resolution is based upon a thorough review of the known facts relating to the action, which is the adoption of the local law to regulate solar energy facilities. In the entire record, the board finds the action will not have a significant adverse environmental impact, and that a draft environmental impact statement need not be prepared. The attached negative declaration incorporated by reference is adopted, the reasons stated in the attached neg deck. Town supervisor and town personnel are hereby authorized and directed to distribute copies of the resolution as necessary and publish in the record. So publish the requisite notice in the END, environmental notices bulletin, and the resolution will take effect.
So why do we think that installing a solar farm wouldn't have some kind of a negative environmental impact? I mean, it would be clear cutting, it would be
Well,
putting
so
in.
this, to be clear, this is not the installation of a project, this is to adopt the law to establish standards relating to it. So the reason supporting it, there's certain factors, there's 10 or so factors that the board is required to consider. So the board would have considered traffic impacts of the law, noise impacts of the law, air quality impacts of the law, wetland impacts, erosion, flooding, solid waste production.
So an actual project though would
They
have a
have
separate
projects,
seeker.
projects would
Oh,
have to
yeah,
go
yeah,
through
yeah,
secret.
yeah, no,
Okay,
site
got it.
plan,
Okay,
separate
just
seeker,
making sure.
everything.
Because otherwise I wouldn't say that that would make sense,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, no.
Got it.
No,
I would agree with you completely.
Got it.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is the law, the process that you're establishing here.
He came over on Thursday.
So that would be a
But
motion.
thanks for reading that, because that's really what we're supposed to do when
Every
you have
time?
one of those, yeah, you're supposed
So-
to read it so you can,
Each one.
so you hear what the,
So in terms of the law, the only big issue, just before since we're in a discussion here, the only big issue that I have with the law right now is, why do we wanna include in there, and I think there's a legal reason, but I just wanna hear what it is, and I don't think I saw Dan respond to that. Why do we want this exception where the board can,
The waiver.
the waiver, right?
That's typically, as Dan explained to me, that's typically put in almost every single law that they do. But, that said, if that's a big issue, I don't have a problem with removing it.
And Peter,
Well, it's discretionary. So the section I think you're referring to says, the town board may in its discretion waive the requirements of this section for a large-scale system that it believes harmonious with land and where the proposed build, because of its size or other considerations, the town believes it shouldn't be subject to the special use and site plan regulations that are required by the section. Is that what you're referring to?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
What it does is say,
moved out of there,
basically what
removed
it
from there.
is, the intent, what Dan told me today, because that question, that was another thing Pete brought up to me, was that it saves people time and money of going to the ZBA and that the board has discretionary.
Yeah.
But, that said,
We'll
I
put it
don't
back to
have
where
a-
it is
I don't
today,
have a
right? This
problem.
process doesn't exist today, right? So you're creating a new framework for this stuff.
Right.
There may be a situation brought to your attention at some point in the future that it makes absolute sense, you've been working on it for a long enough time, that you decide you can streamline it in some way. No obligation
I don't
ever
think
to
this
do it.
process is
It's a-
gonna fall into that, so
it's
I'd
a-
prefer to strike that out of the
You
law.
could, it's a tool that reserves to the board the discretion that it has today to streamline a project if ever in the future it wants to exercise it.
would
Simple
normally,
as that.
I mean, at least since I've been on the board, the history's been,
Right,
we
I've never
ask
used it.
the ZBA for their opinion, so.
Yeah.
You're kinda doing that anyway, by taking that out.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
So,
I don't have a problem.
So I'd say let's just strike that and then,
You know, the other thing too, it might not relate to this at all, but in all these projects, I think we should be mandating that we get payment in lieu of taxes. We should be asking that for
That's a
every
good one.
single project, no exception, because you lose some tax dollars on that, and that's one way to get some tax dollars back through that pot. And I don't know, can that be part of the law, or can't it?
Well,
Maybe I-
Limitations when you-
well, listen,
That's
I-
already
I-
part of that's already part of the
It's
solar
part of the, it's part of
incentive.
the, well,
They
sorry.
have to,
It's part of the state law, so we're entitled to it no matter what. So we can get that no matter what. But if, I mean,
No, well, I'm not saying it has to be part of that, but does the state law negotiate what the pilot is, or do we?
we do.
we can opt out if we want to and out of the whole program, but it's better actually, what is recommended is that we use a pilot so that we can make sure that we
Who
get.
sets those rates, so the state
No,
does
it's
it?
an agreement with the county. So if we were to do a payment in lieu of taxes in connection with a particular project, there's a couple of different approval mechanisms that it would go through. It typically would not be in a local law, that's sort of a separate, in
Right.
connection with a development project.
Mhm.
Oftentimes in connection with different types of agencies that are encouraging economic growth. There's a couple of such things in this part of the world that overlap each other a little bit. Negotiated is a payment in lieu of taxes that's made. So,
So
and
that's
those
a
typically
case-by-case
phase out
deal.
over time and they're done as part of an overall bigger development project.
In this in the solar with the
But
incentive
we should do it
program,
by policy every time.
gives us the ability to do a pilot program
No, we shouldn't.
And,
You
It
and,
wouldn't be,
in
it'd be
lieu
right
of-
for the taxpayer.
but not in lieu of, but up to the amount of what the tax
I didn't know the
deferment
negotiation.
or the tax
Yeah.
incentive is,
Right.
correct?
No,
Yes,
we can-
with
we can do
something.
it. We
I
can
think,
do
I
it.
think it's
Yeah, no, but we can do it.
Right?
There's a cap based
Yeah, no,
on
that's the
what
same power that you have. There's nothing specific in here that gives you, that varies the process.
So, because we might want to have some of this discussion upstairs, can we just do the negative declaration part?
Yeah, that's on your agenda here. And it's customary that you do that then.
so the only other part that I don't like, but I accept because of property rights, is having it in residential areas. But I don't think, I think maybe the less desirable properties may be an ideal location, so I'm also torn on that one too, you know?
I kinda had problem with that, but then after talking with Dan about this, it goes to ZBA, and if it's too
Yeah,
close
right.
to a neighbor's house, they're gonna stop it
reject it.
anyway.
Also,
But you may live on 20 acres, and you could put it
Right.
in there,
That's
it's
the
not
Back
gonna affect
40 or
anybody.
something, yeah.
So the ZBA ultimately
And they
has,
should have the right to be able to do that.
and the planning board has a certain amount of right, and we have a lot of right, because it's a special use only. So it is under more stringent type of regulation. So that we can say, you know what, it's too close to a neighborhood, we don't think that fits.
Yep.
So we have that ability to do that.
You know, the other part that I don't like, so we actually removed the disposal requirement out of the law, huh?
That was, when I talked to Dan about that, and I also did some, and so did Dan, talked to Jessica with Pace University, who's with the state. And they said they cannot defend it in court, because it discriminates, it's a business, it's a commercial business, and if you do that, am I correct? That means we're not gonna make John's
A golf
Pizza
station on the corner
with a
across
golf
the way,
station
yeah.
and say,
I'd love to tear it down.
yeah,
But the
so,
golf station at the corner though, aren't they responsible for remediation if there's a leak there?
yeah, they are through the
there's a certain
DEC.
amount of
But-
state and federal regulations.
But all the
that they
oil,
have to-
all the wells are still in the ground, and the sign still says golf, and the whole thing's a mess.
Mhm.
And there's nothing that the town could have done with that trees patrolling.
I mean, your concern is if they leave the solar panels there,
Exactly.
and we've got to
I can
remove
see
them.
that happening.
Mhm.
You know, I
But then you
talked to
take
Dan
them to
about
court,
that too,
you have
and he
other,
said,
yeah.
those are, somebody's gonna use those for scrap and get them out of there, there's some money.
They're-
Somebody would take
They're
those,
hazardous.
well, yeah, maybe, I guess.
Actually,
There's a cobalt.
the
and manganese
panels are
inside of it.
supposed to be totally, the last time when I checked with Pace people, they are, I'm trying to remember the word, because I said it the other day in their workshop. They're recyclable,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Well, that'd be good.
And that I got from
So
Pace.
who knows, some of the information I've read may be
Dated.
I got that right from Pace.
Could you, I mean,
University.
if it looks like there's some kind of hazardous situation there, could you request bonding at the time that they come in and apply or not?
Be kind of tough, it's like any other use, the issue that Bev's touched on, I think is right on, I mean, you can't treat different uses differently based upon your speculation that a business is more likely to fail, right?
You said it better than I did.
Well, not likely to fail, but
I
what
was
about
trying.
materials?
Well, I mean, it could be anything, right? Imagine a guy wants to open a gas station might
Yeah,
might
it'd be
say,
the same
geez, that's
concern.
a tank underground, what if
I'd
it
be
leaks
worried about
50
that,
years
too.
from now, and, you know.
So we
you
don't
get the
do
feds
that, so
involved.
we probably shouldn't be doing this, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, good, so can we vote?
And I also,
Sorry,
just
I wanted to
on
get
that
to the
same
minutes.
vein, as long as we're on there, because Ray sent me, his one concern was glare in residential.
Which,
They put that
Which
back
is
in,
it?
Yeah, you got the
Yeah.
correct thing in there now.
okay, so that was, I addressed that one up phrase.
So the neg deck's on the table, if
Yeah,
anyone wants
I
to.
got Kitty.
Is there a
made the
second?
motion.
Second.
All in favor? A roll call?
You don't need a roll call.
Aye, okay, good, I wasn't sure.
Thank you.
And when you adopt the law upstairs, are you gonna pull out the waiver section or not?
We're gonna pull.
We'll
up
talk
papers.
about it upstairs.
We'll talk about it upstairs, but
But
yes.
we have agreed that we're gonna, so we'll
Okay.
make that,
So as distributed, except with the elimination of, section 1G, whatever it is, the waiver section.
Yeah, section
1F,
one,
1F,
item
so make
F,
sure that's
G.
in the next.
F1G.
However you adopt it,
Got it.
when you get upstairs.
So Mike, what's your concern about posting on private town property?
Oh, right now, we have town property posted as private property, we cannot do that.
Where are we,
don't-
where are we doing that?
Yeah, let's see it here.
right over by, the hotel there,
Radisson?
the whatever creek, Spicer Creek,
Placer Creek?
yeah, so those
Where?
posted signs that are up there.
Where are we,
right now.
I don't even know we did that.
That's
I
where I
can show you
live
the
and I never
pictures.
saw 'em.
Yeah, someone just put them up
Where
in the
is it
last 2
posted?
weeks, 2-3 weeks or 4
Across from
weeks.
The hotel?
You live
Or
over
across
there.
from the golf course?
Right over by the river,
So if you can send me the photographs, I'll have the parks guy take them down tomorrow.
yeah, so Dick Crawford, his gang, I shouldn't say gang, his crew put him up.
They put them up for what reason though?
You approved it.
For what? We didn't prove putting, I don't remember
That's
this.
what you told me,
I never told anyone to put private property signs up on anything.
I don't know.
I
All
have no
know is
idea,
I've
I have
gotten-
no idea what he's
Did you
talking
say the
about.
town board approved it?
No, that's the other thing is such things need to be approved by the town.
I don't even know what this is about. I never told them it was private property on Spicer Creek. Why would I do
So
that?
someone instructed, I'm just going by what Dick said, he said that you were the one that approved it and that it needed to be
I have
posted.
no idea what he's even talking about, so I'll go see him tomorrow morning and I'll say, look,
Yeah.
take the signs down.
Yep.
I mean, if that happens in the future, just call me.
So those are the signs.
Where are they? Like by the creek?
Yeah, all,
That's all
In
state
that whole
property.
area.
It's all-
I don't even know what this is. I don't know where the sign
well,
came
maybe
from.
it's not town property.
That's state property.
It is state property.
And it's
Yeah.
all.
It's
weird.
not
Well,
me.
So Dick posted it, so Dick wouldn't post state property, so he knows what he's doing.
I'll talk to him tomorrow. I don't know what this is
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
I honestly
Isn't
don't
it
know.
Wayne
Sign
in
that.
it or near, or
You know,
East
I haven't seen it personally, I only saw
Cause I
what,
haven't seen, can I see it?
because Bryce
Maybe it-
brought it to my
It's
attention.
all state.
I don't know why that's there. It's my guess is it's state property.
And then, so when I followed up with Dick Crawford, he said, yes, we were instructed to blah, blah, blah.
well,
Yeah, we
There
definitely
might-
need to
listen,
follow up on
these-
that.
Actually, I think I have the text from him saying that it was yourself, who knows?
well, I'll fix it in the morning.
I'm only the messenger.
I'll fix it in the morning. Okay. Anything else to talk about today?
But I know you know, if we're gonna post something, we can post stuff, but we gotta have a custom posted that doesn't say privacy.
I honestly did not.
Yeah.
If that happened, it was a miscommunication. So I'll talk to him tomorrow. I never saw those signs in my life. Next question.
Can I just finish one thing up?
Yep.
He did check about, changing the advisory board
What did that?
name, and we can, so can
Okay.
we vote on changing that? I already made the
So
motion.
is there a motion to change the name to Technology Advisory Board? Is there a
You can
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. One
Thank
more
you.
question for you.
Oh, workshop. Are you
What?
guys doing a workshop next week?
I won't be here.
So I have
Monday.
more on this.
I am out of town next week.
So we're going,
Agenda review.
yeah, then we have okay, so we'll do the workshop Monday?
At 6?
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
What's wrong with that?
Mark me in.
Because we've been changing it and it's not getting changed on the
Let's
website.
do it at 6, okay.
So,
I won't be here, so.
Okay.
We'll do it at
and
6.
Ray will be back, but I'll make
Yes.
sure that he's in February.
Is there a
6th.
workshop?
What's your question
That's what we're
about
talking about, yeah,
Next Monday?
next Monday.
I'm good.
Mike has a question?
13th?
Yes, the 6th.
Mike, you're good at 6 next Monday?
6, yeah.
6.
Next Monday, no, I am out of town next Monday.
So it's me, Ray, and Bev. I'll talk to
Ray's-
I'll talk to Ray. There's some things that popped up. If they pop up and if it's not important, we don't have to do it that week, we won't do it.
There's
So
something with the
Supervisor
grant,
Cindy's
yeah,
on
but there's
that.
something with the grant though.
Huh?
There's some grant that
Came from Cindy.
needs to get approved.
And that was just a week,
Well,
less than a week ago.
The one grant.
He restarted.
No, that Nathan was
I have
just.
no
in
idea.
the data.
Well, I'll ask Cindy why she asked to do this.
Yep.
It was probably a DEC thing,
Okay.
and I wasn't. I'll talk to her.
Okay, well, I'll make sure Ray, I can text him tomorrow, make sure, and then I can post it, as long as he's gonna be here.
Next question is this.
So what was the topic, sorry, for next week? Is there any hot topics, or it's just our
Nathan
general?
from, Bernie's office, what are they, they're on a timeline, they can't, and we weren't gonna meet on the 20th,
Yeah,
and he has something that needed to get approved.
there's a couple of things to
Who's
work on.
Bernie?
Let me.
Rotella from the grant writers, there was
Grant
something
writer.
that was cooking.
Can I move? Unless we gotta talk about your schedule. I have some one executive session thing I want to talk about if we have time.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so, the only thing that I have is, I haven't seen anything regarding Erie County.
We came in, I printed out, there's
So-
copies for, did I give you a copy, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's,
Here, let me just explain.
I'm not prepared to vote on this tonight. I mean, I got a lot of questions on this, just briefly.
Which one? The master plan money stuff?
Yeah,
The contract is with the county.
there's a lot of questions here though. Like, do you know what 24
It's-
CFR 570.208 is?
It's a federal law.
Okay,
But-
what does it
but-
say?
But it's just a standardized contract. Can I explain what the contract is first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we go into the legalese of it, it's a standardized contract that this is a $40,000, no strings attached grant.
No, there's strings attached.
Go
Can
ahead.
you tell me what 24 CFR 570.208 is?
I'm not a legal book.
Okay, so
I
how
can't
can
quote it
you-
off the top
I
of
mean,
my
'cause
head.
It says, all activities
Yeah,
funded
one
with the
second.
community block grant
Uh-huh.
must meet one of the following,
Oh.
as defined in
well,
24
I-
CF
That's the HUD
570.208.
regs, it's the HUD regs. This
So
is
where are
the-
the-
But if you go,
I got them, right here if you wanna.
It's probably just, it's probably
570
boilerplate
point,
regarding,
what was the subsection?
when,
570.208, briefly describe how the national objective will be met through 24 CFR 570.
Yeah, that's the criteria for national objectives under the HUD regulations. It's
So-
got those serving an
So
important
before you
community
approve
purpose
a
for
community block
underage.
grant for a master plan,
underserved
wouldn't you wanna know
populations.
what those are? Like, that to me is a string attached. How can you say we're gonna fall in line with that without knowing what it is and approving this? I mean, can you give me some definitions of that? I mean, I'm not saying I'm against it, but.
Okay, why
how
don't
can
we
you
wait,
just-
we can wait on it, you can talk to the lawyers about it,
I mean,
but
I'd like to
essentially,
read this
essentially,
too.
it's
This
not,
is a lot of.
it's not, what this is it's a way for us, they're approving our choice of consultant. That's it.
With
Well, it's
strings
also-
attached.
Not string
Well,
attached would be like, you have to do, let me
$40,000.
finish, you'd have to do matching funds, et cetera, et cetera.
You don't have to do
No,
matching
there's more
funds.
than money that's
No,
strings.
well, there's
Strings
certain-
attached,
it's-
all activities, I mean, read
There's
this.
certain,
Oh, that, you know what would concern me there is if it says you must have, for instance, high-density apartments.
it doesn't say that at all.
I don't know.
You're making
Well, no,
stuff
no,
up.
No, I'm not.
You're
I'm just
causing,
saying-
listen, look,
I'm not
guys,
making
wait,
anything
time
up.
out,
I'm
time
just
out.
saying,
If you wanna
no.
delay
I'm saying I wanna
if you wanna
review
delay
this
the
and
acquisition of
understand it.
$40,000 to review it, I'm fine to do that. You can review the acquisition of $40,000, go ahead.
And then
All
you can
I'm
look at
saying is-
page 3, which is special conditions, and it's zero
Okay,
contribution.
but that's money, that's money. Can you explain to me what that is though? Cause there are strings attached to this.
We have a lawyer sitting here that's.
Which question you have? I don't
B,
know.
section B.
You just looked it up,
Of 5,
24 CFR 570.208.
yeah, section B of that?
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly what that says. It's a lot of sections.
Well,
Second.
regardless, I don't think we need to solve that one right
Let's
this
solve it right
minute.
now, so we can make sure it's not about high density
there's-
apartments.
It's definitely not.
Oh, no, I didn't
Let's
say
make
that.
sure, let's do it right
I know
now.
none of us are for that.
Let's do it, let's do it,
I'm
let's
just
go.
making sure
Okay.
that we're not saying that if we sign up for this, that we have to have that in our plan.
I don't know what it is, but
B deals with activities which aid in the prevention of elimination of slums or blight. Activities meet one or more of the following criteria, in the absence of substantial evidence of contrary, will be considered to aid in the prevention of or elimination of slums or blight, and it's got a whole bunch of subparts, but like, B sub 1 is activities to address slums or blight on an area basis, and it's got standards, 25% of the properties in the area meet one or more of these certain conditions, abandoned properties, deteriorating properties, things like that. And then, it goes on from there.
So part of the master plan has to be regarding,
This community development
regarding
block
low
grant,
income, moderate
no,
income.
eliminating slums or
No,
blight,
no,
not
that's what
increasing it.
says. All, no, you're wrong there.
I'm right.
No,
He
okay,
just read it to us.
read this right here. Read it out loud. No, please, read that.
Take it easy, counselor.
No, just-
Take it
just read
easy.
You're wrong.
Damn it.
You guys can review it. You guys can review it next
All
week.
activities
Come back to
funded
me.
by the CDGB funds must meet one of the following programs, national objectives, benefit low and moderate income persons, aid in the prevention of elimination of slums and blight. There's more to that sentence than
Yeah,
what
that's
you
right.
read. And then it goes on to say you have to meet the objectives of 570-208, and there's a lot of stuff in that that I just would like to know about before.
It sounds very broad to me. It's not specific.
But don't you wanna know?
We just heard.
You just
We
heard
just
part,
heard.
you heard part of a sentence.
Okay, fine. You guys want to hold off? It's fine. We can hold off. End of discussion unless you want to add more to it.
Nothing's ever free. We learned that on the West River.
I just wanna be educated, I don't wanna just say, here's a blanket, go change your master plan.
Can I
with
just
no-
give you a little bit more information before we move on, and as long as we're getting information out there? Because I did some research on it. The contract will be with the county to approve the selection of the master plan consultant. The RFP that we put together will be incorporated with the contract the county makes with the consultant. So just so you know that what we have already put together is what the county is gonna request of them.
Right.
Also, there's a budget section, and, and Mike, you asked this question, so I ask it. It was like, how do they get paid? Okay, so when they put the budget together for the master plan and how it's gonna be done, they also determine how the increments are gonna be paid out. The county does, but they do the determination when they do their budget section.
Yeah.
So the question I asked that you had asked.
You know, stuff like this should, we should be talking about this a month before
No,
we're
I
ready to
don't-
do it. You can't just.
Oh,
throw it
it's
out
okay,
there.
we're not gonna, we won't do it tonight, I'll table it tonight,
The things that-
so go ahead, we'll talk about it
So I
more.
have
And
a
this just
couple
came
more
through
things
today.
Go ahead.
for today.
Mhm.
So the bond thing,
Yep,
the $700,000.
yep,
To me, it sounds like, and John, I don't think really answered this question. It sounds like in 2014, we did a bonding, $700,000, that was the budget, and we're coming in under that amount. But we're doing a change of scope, sorry, I reverse words. We're doing a change of scope that's changing the project, adding some additional scope to the project, but because we're under budget, we're gonna still stay under the 700,000. The thing that I don't quite understand is, it sounds like we're asking for another $700,000 with the bonds, or is it just that we're changing the scope under the existing bonding?
That's what I understand.
that's what I understood it to be, the latter.
Yeah,
It's not asking for
more money,
more, so
to
we're not
change the
gonna,
scope.
okay.
And basically, because I was reading the emails going back and forth between you and John Whitney, I thought that's what John Whitney,
And
thought
he
he
didn't
said that.
really, he
It
didn't
wasn't
address
that-
the
it wasn't
bonding at
that-
all. He only addressed this change of scope, but I was expecting someone like a Pam or somebody to mention whether or not we're asking for new bonds to be issued for this project, which is really what this says in so many words. Cause that's what this is saying. It says here, district, it said cost to be financed by the issuance of serial bonds
Here, let's-
of the town in aggregate principal amount not to exceed $701,000.
Well,
That's
but
the
it's
original bond.
amending
That's
and
the ori- it's
restating the
am-
bond
right.
resolution.
Is that all that
It's
is?
a- it's-
February
it's-
6,
it's a-
2017.
It's just because the change of scope happened, they have to amend it and restate it. That's as far as I understood it to be. I thought
That's
the
what I
three of us have that same
Just making
understanding.
sure we're not double
Understood.
dipping on
Yeah,
the same
yeah, yeah.
project.
And
we're not
also,
putting
about
another
it's all under.
701,000 out there,
Right.
you know, which is, they're just changing the scope.
anything else, sir?
The Sun Edison,
I'm gonna move to delay the Sun Edison.
Good. thank you.
That's one thing I need to look over more too.
I think we need to
I
better
agree.
understand that
I
one.
agree.
And we don't have the contract. to look
I don't
at.
have anything to look at
I
yet.
wanna really look at apples to apples. What was originally contracted, what's now, is there a difference, which I guess there probably is. I wanna make sure we're not accepting a step.
I wanna see what we're
stepping
committing
into
to.
incremental
And also,
costs.
you made a good point, which I wanna talk to, Dan about as well, is that we have a solar interest on the island, and maybe that's something that we should explore too, that they may wanna, that's why I suggested an RFP possibly.
Okay, listen, we got three,
We
The
should
one
see
that
who
we're
we can-
contracted
we got-
with is
we
Huntington
got-
Falls.
we got 3 minutes
I don't
before we
know
get
that.
in upstairs. Can I just move for executive, forget it, I'll just do it next Monday. We don't have
You
time.
got 1 minute?
We got one minute.
Okay,